Welcome back to These Guys Again, or TGA for short, as some of the cool youths are calling it. But
or the singular youth that listens.
Yes, that's true. In amongst our 5 fans.
Hey, Steve.
I love that guy. Welcome to our 18th episode special, where we'll celebrate it by doing everything we did in episodes 1 to 17. Maybe slightly more or slightly less, dependent on how we feel.
Such concise.
Wow. I'm Craig, as usual.
Such concise. Wow.
Wow. Across from me is our news hound, Mark.
Hello.
And our audio supervisor, Irvin.
I will not repeat any of our previous conversations.
Cool.
Okay,
going forward, Mark, the news. Good
Wow.
start, Mark.
Where's my crop tool?
Just go into the news, Mark.
Yes, news. So, Roland...
Just when Craig was like, it can't beat live.
It can't.
Famous last words, Craig. Love it.
Roland Emmerich has announced his next film, and it sounds ridiculous.
It's a rocket punch.
It's not Rocket Punch, but it sounds equally as ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Moonfall. I'll give you 2 guesses about what the film is about.
It's about the sun exploding.
Oh, that's a good guess. That's a good guess. Irv, your guess.
Mercury rising.
Nah, mate. I'm afraid the moon has fallen out of its orbit and will be plummeting towards Earth.
Is this actually...
Will our intrepid heroes be able to stop it?
Is this actually the new film, or is this like Independence Day 3?
I don't know. I thought his next thing was supposed to be Stargate, and now it's talking about...
You know these usual films where like a comet or an asteroid's coming?
Yeah.
If the moon falls and they stop it and somehow avert this, we need the gravity of... It's just a stupid idea.
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Like, I love sci-fi and... Shock, guys.
You love Moon.
I love Moon.
We love Moon.
But I love...
You like Skyfall.
But I love the moon. And this is just sacrilegious. It's the most ridiculous
Mark loves
thing
creators.
I've ever heard.
Well, this is the thing. Roland Emmerich has clearly tried to up the stakes with every film. So this is the only way he could go.
Like, if the moon moves even slightly towards Earth...
Oh, that's an even better title. Moon moves.
That sounds like a dance.
Moon move. I saw it move.
It's a tie-in with Moonwalker.
Yes. I just think it's absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, it is ridiculous. It's Roland Emmerich.
I love Roland Emmerich, though. He's my guilty pleasure. Like, not Roland Emmerich. Roland Emmerich's films are my guilty pleasure.
Hot. I love Roland.
No.
I call him Rolly.
But he's announced this as what he's going to be doing next. But last week I said he was going to be doing Stargate next. So
either he's just indecisive or our news is unreliable.
No, to be fair, I may not have said he was doing Stargate next. He's just announced that they're developing a new trilogy of Stargate films. Mm-hmm. But it looks like his next film will be Moonfall.
I'm sorry, your little brain fart there wasn't as good as mine last week. That was something.
Vinnie Jones has joined Kingsman: The Golden Circle, as he has announced by posting a lot of Twitter selfies with Matthew Vaughn.
As Juggernaut.
It's quite surprising that, well, not surprising, but a lot of people thought he may have shown up in the original, considering he knows Matthew Vaughn from old times back in production of Lock, Stock and things like that. And there was talk of him being in the
first one,
a cameo or something in the first one, but now it looks like he's definitely in the second one. Don't know what capacity, but lots of stuff.
I think he will be a bad guy. That's just a feeling.
I think he'll be the mad uncle, mate.
He could be. Could be something. I still haven't seen the first one, but I really want to see it. I keep meaning to see it.
Yeah. I will lend
as long as it's not too similar to Kick-Ass, because I do.
No, it's better than Kick-Ass.
Just because of all the comics I've read from Mark Miller and the way his films kind of go, they have that tone to them.
Kick-Ass is a better comic. Kingsman's a better film.
I've never read the comic.
I will lend you the version on digital versatile disc.
Oh, versatile.
Versatile.
Is it more versatile than Blu-ray?
Yeah.
Yes.
Not normal Ray.
Normal Ray.
A black and white version of Mad Max Fury Road is on the way. Something that George Miller has spoken about previously, saying that adds a lot a lot to the tone of the film. It's kind of been leaked on German Amazon that it will be titled The Black and Chrome Cut, which I like.
I really like that. That's a good shout.
Even just remove the black bit and just have the chrome cut. Boom.
Right, yeah.
The Google Chrome cut.
I do like black and white films, especially when it's purposely recut to take effect of that. I mean, The Mist, which was a really underrated film. There's a black and white version of that, which is so much more powerful than the actual full color version.
Really?
It would make it even more unnerving as well.
Yeah.
I can kind of see what you're going
You think
at.
like Hitchcock and all that,
It's really hard to kind of imagine how it would change the tone of a film, but I guess, it would, depending on how...
Cause also
Mad Max was also very skewed to a very bold color palette.
Yeah.
It's very orange and,
Color is very kind of important to the way a lot of Mad Max scenes are set up.
I think it could be quite clear. It would look
because there is the contrast, because it's like when folk are like, make a black and white thing of like Blade Runner, but it's like no, because it's all dark.
Blade Runner doesn't work.
It's all about dark tones, and as soon as you make that black and white,
Fury Road, I think it could really strike him. Really
no, so he also loves like silent film and all that as well.
Yeah.
And also like he wanted that to be, show up really well, and outside cinemas and stuff like that. The drive-throughs and that. So it's cool.
Draco Malfoy, aka Tom Felton, has joined the cast of The Flash for season 3.
What?
Yeah, I know, right?
Who's
for a second there, when
they haven't said, it's just
he's
undisclosed
just
role.
been announced as joining the cast.
He's not done. Has he done much since?
Don't think so.
The Potters.
He was in Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah.
He was.
Yes.
He's the
kid in the keeper.
The keeper.
Yeah.
The zookeeper. Yeah, with the girls. Oh yeah, with the monkeys.
But in that one, he played a good guy.
Yeah, interesting casting.
And also a TV role. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. A lot of this is just kind of announcements that there's not really much to go on. But Peter Jackson is apparently working on an unknown film being produced by Steven Spielberg.
The Hobbit 4.
He's been kind of taking a break since the Hobbit trilogy because it took a lot out of everyone. And
same with Lord of the Rings though as well.
Lord of the Rings was different though. It was received a lot better, and
this is moral bankruptcy.
There weren't as many issues with it as the Hobbit, and it was received a lot better.
Yeah. And also the fact like Peter Jackson acknowledges it as well.
Yeah,
he's like, it's kind of.
So he's taken a bit of a break. There's been things in the pipeline. He's been talking about other things, but both him and because Spielberg is currently promoting the BFG.
Yeah,
and this was announced as part of that tour. So it's I have no idea what it could be. It could be anything.
It could probably, and as well as that, the time frame will not be soon.
Yeah,
and because big films,
and simultaneously, Steven Spielberg has now finally started filming Ready Player One as well.
He's finally started doing that.
Yeah,
I've been looking forward to that for a while.
It's interesting.
That's one of like recent generations most like talked about science fiction stories. Yeah. Although then again,
something that isn't Philip K. Dick.
Yes, but then what was the one that everyone expected for years that took a long time to come out?
Battlefield Earth.
Let's not talk about that one. No, there's a science fiction film. It's Ender's Game.
No.
Ender's Game was one that had been in development for so long, and then it was a flash. Nothing there. Like,
who was in that again?
Harrison Ford.
Butterfield.
Oh, Peter Sellers.
Yeah. Sorry, Fenowitz is in it?
I think
not Butterfield, not Brian Butterfield.
No, Brian Butterfield. No, the main kid. The kid, yeah, the one who was in
the ring to play Spider-Man.
Yeah, he was the highest tip to play Spider-Man, which would not have been good.
No, but that film was one that was in development for a long time, and everyone said this could be an amazing science fiction film, and it just fell flat.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't even, did it just completely miss the cinema to a degree?
No, I saw it in the cinema.
See, it was in and out like that. And I just no attention.
I just don't think. I think.
I just love it if it just opened with that. It's like Ender's Game. The game has ended.
No, it was.
Credits. I haven't heard good things about it.
It was. It's not terrible, but it's.
I love when
really
that's just the opening thing.
But justifying how long it had been.
Yeah. I think it was just plagued by the same, because of production issues, and it was released in different territories at significantly different times. It's the same as John Wick. Like John Wick
Yeah.
didn't do very well because of so many production issues and getting release schedules and release rights sorted out.
Yeah.
That, it was out in America, I don't know,
Well
8 months
in
before it
advance.
came out in the UK. And because of that, the promotion had ended. The UK got it wasn't shown in Aberdeen.
Yeah. Even though, but it
may
at
have
least
been,
got
but
critically.
It may have been, but I was looking out for it, and I
Yeah.
couldn't.
Unlike that amazing film, not John Wick.
But at least it was
Look,
at least
John
was at least was critically well received though.
Yeah.
Ender's Game, not.
But I'm more talking about the
actual,
promotion
the
of it
approach
and
to
why
it,
it didn't do very well. Anyway, moving on. In the future, Pixar, or despite the success of Finding Dory, Pixar will be focusing on more original films than sequels in the future.
Good.
Because the Incredibles 2 is coming,
Ooh.
Is Bird
That'd be-
back on
Yeah.
doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
but
We might get Wall F.
if they did the Wall-E doesn't need a sequel.
I like that one.
Wall-E is their best film, doesn't need a sequel.
Like their new IP, I guess they've always been really good, and they've always had such good thinking behind them, and these amazing sort of approaches.
But we
it's
still
always
still
all
have to
ages
see.
films.
We still have to see Finding Dory, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
But it's it's their most
Finding
successful
Dory.
film. It's as far as critically going, it has its issues. It's got the sequel plague, apparently, but.
Sequels everywhere.
None of the Toy Story, all the
I
Toy
was
Stories
gonna
managed
say,
to avert that.
but a lot of the Pixar sequels are still very good. I mean, Cars
Cars 2 killed it.
Cars and Cars 2 aren't that great.
That's what I mean. They killed their streak.
Yeah.
Cars 2 was the first one to get below a 90%
I think
average.
So. Well, Cars wasn't that great either.
But it's still got a high review.
And I
skew.
think, was it Brave? Did Brave get under 90?
Brave's not Pixar, is it?
Brave's Pixar.
Is it Pixar as well?
Yeah.
It's really hard to know what's Disney animation and what's Pixar sometimes.
All the Toy Stories, Bugs Life, Finding Nemo,
Incredibles.
Wall-E.
Up, Wall-E, Finding Dory, Cars,
Ratatouille.
Cars 2, Ratatouille.
Well,
That's about it.
Is Ratatouille?
Yep.
I didn't know Ratatouille was.
Yep.
Inside Out.
Yeah, and Inside,
Inside Out, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to see the international trailer for that.
But then, but as well as that,
else?
Disney animation's been doing
Good
really well.
Yeah,
Dinosaur.
Disney animation. Oh, and Brave, of course.
Although
Yeah.
Pixar were doing so well when they struggled, they were surviving on Pixar.
Yeah,
So-
Yeah.
Pixar resurrected Disney.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
And DreamWorks, it's mainly just How to Train Your Dragon and The Prince of Egypt.
DreamWorks it's not the company. It's film to film. It all depends
Yeah.
on the film.
Look
It's
at
always
Shrek.
the case. Yeah, Shrek.
Yeah.
First Shrek.
Shrek
still-
1 and
Shrek's
Shrek 1 and
amazing.
2
are still
Yeah.
really good. 3 and 4. No.
Don't forget the musical and the other spin-offs. Anyway,
And the weird internet videos.
Let's not talk about those. Continue, Mark.
I have a wee bit of a quote to read you just because it got me really excited when I read it. But
Is it science fiction related?
oh yeah,
Of course it is.
All marks are kind of cool.
Danny McBride has spoken. Following the photo that came out a few weeks ago.
yeah.
Danny McBride has spoken a bit about his role in Alien Covenant. Alien Covenant, and his experience on the set. So, quoting McBride.
Quoting.
I'm the pilot of the spaceship Covenant, which is a colonization ship searching for a planet where we might start life anew. I run the ship. I didn't know if it would be all green screen, but most of the stuff is practical effects. Where you're running from an alien, it's really a dude in an alien suit coming after you. Sets are incredible, and you're in them. We go through the same inclement weather at one point on the spaceship, and the whole gigantic set is in a gimbal, shaking up and down. You don't have to use your imagination.
That's excellent. That's
Yeah.
excellent to
Yes,
hear.
I'm so
that's
happy.
really good, especially the person in the suit thing.
Yeah,
which
yes.
also shows that there's going to be an alien chasing them in the ship.
And well, not necessarily on the ship, but
yeah, in
linked
the-
to that, there was also a thing that was tweeted of a sculptor working on hands, very, very xenomorph-esque, with like the two, well, the
Yeah.
four fingers, but the two kind of joined
Conjoined,
fingers, the way the xenomorph's hands look. So I'm just so
The
pumped.
colonization thing is a really interesting
yeah,
one.
yeah. Well,
that's what-
that's the whole.
It's still based in the past as well, though, isn't it?
Yes, it's still
based in the
before
past.
Alien, but it's after Prometheus.
But there are colonies at that point by the time
Yes,
it's going.
yes.
Yeah,
It needs to open with like a long time ago in a continuity far, far away.
Nah, mate.
Boom.
because wasn't Newt was on a colony?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the whole of Aliens is set on the colony on LV-46,
Yeah.
set up by Will and Yutani and all that.
When you said like getting chased by a guy in a suit, my mind just instantly jumped to the guys in T-Rex suits.
Yeah, there's a
nice
lot of that going around. And then also connected to this, obviously it's the 30th anniversary of Aliens this year, and San Diego Comic-Con. I don't have the list, but basically the entire
They
cast,
announced Aliens 2.
No, basically the entire cast of
Or they go to do a live reading or something, or
no, the entire cast of Aliens, along with James Cameron, they're doing a massive panel, and Neil Blomkamp's going to be there.
Ooh.
So
Blommers.
obviously Alien 5, it's not dead, it's just on life support, much like Tron 3.
Yeah, exactly. So just as much chance of them coming
But this
back.
is Fox. Fox don't kill anything.
But yeah, it's going to,
Don't joke about that.
Sigourney's going to be there, Michael Bihn's going to be there, James Cameron's going to be there, Blomkamp's going to be there, so
The original Newt actress?
pass. Probably not. I don't know if she's...
Yeah, we don't know what she is now.
I don't know if
where
she does anything anymore, but
Oh yeah, she quit acting, I think.
it's still very, very exciting because,
I'm more excited for Blomkamp's vision instead of like Ridley's.
Yeah, but this is clearly
5 over Covenant.
I don't know anymore because this
Again, it's still in pre-sequel territory.
yeah,
you know.
but what Prometheus was originally supposed to be and the way the trailers and everything were kind of cut got me so excited for seeing
Well, there's potential there.
for what Ridley can do with this universe that basically he helped create. And it was just played by the script changes and everything changed midway, but this is officially an Alien film. It's not because Prometheus wasn't Alien Prometheus, it was just Prometheus.
They intentionally tried to move stuff away from
Yeah.
Alien because when they probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, exactly.
To make it its own thing, which made it a little less organic.
Whereas this is Alien Covenant, and it's confirmed that the full life cycle of the xenomorph will be in it in some respect, but we'll get facehuggers, we'll get a queen, we'll get
Hopefully in a loving
Warriors.
montage. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
You look so cynical, Irv.
To be honest, I'm a bit cynical, but then the issue I had was Damon Lindelof's script
Yeah.
for the last one. I just think it didn't lend itself
Damon
to the story. I think if they just had a typical start, middle, end, and it had it lead up to a point organically with Alien rather than trying to take all these nods from it and avoid it just so that they can say this stands on its own was a bit stupid because there's too many things that lined up.
It looks so good, but it's just so boring.
That and that part at the end, the bit thrown in the end for fan service just raises more questions.
Deacon.
Yeah. Just
And running
raise more
away from a
questions.
donut. Move to the side. Run to the side.
Shaw did run to the side. She survived.
But the other one didn't.
Charlize Theron, she was terrified.
You don't know what to think in that situation. But
Of course, I'm being objective as always here, but I love
Objective, Mark.
you didn't when you first saw it. I was there.
I know.
I was there on the day.
I know.
And then
We've
you're
gone
like-
over this in about 4 or 5 episodes now.
And so we never forget. Never forget that
And
day.
I still enjoyed it.
Never forget P-Day.
I still enjoyed it, and I still said it was a great looking film, which it is. It's a stunning film, and one of the
Michael
best things
Bay
I've ever
makes
seen in
great
3D.
looking films.
Yeah, Transformers is amazing.
The first one was.
Yeah.
But I'm biased to that. So, but I think in
Objective
terms of
truth.
that panel, I think it's clear that they're aiming for Blomkamp wouldn't be there for no reason.
Yeah. Well,
but it's
he
clearly
could,
anniversary.
he could be there for something else. It could just be coincidence because it's Comic-Con is huge.
Okay,
But
yeah.
He's not necessarily announced on the panel.
But is there anything actively in development that he's doing?
Elysium 2.
Because I don't think he's actually got a project right now that's actively in development.
Well, like Alien 5 was his project in
Yeah.
development,
Yeah.
and then Ridley was just like, no, you stop that.
But
Yeah.
with this being the anniversary panel, it does seem like he'll at least have a closing statement.
Yeah.
Or you think that, or at least that's what you'd imagine.
Well, I mean, Sigourney's already
Concept art or something.
Yeah,
'Cause that's
like-
what he's been doing.
Sigourney's already confirmed that it's not dead, that it's just not the right time to be developing
It's coming 2050.
another film at the same time as Covenant, because from a marketing perspective, if there's 2 films going on at the same time, one's a prequel, one's a sequel, or an alternate sequel because it's supposed to be taken away what happens in 3 and Resurrection and all that. From a marketing point of view, how do you market that as 2 Alien films and
Because they won't link together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're both so far removed, even in terms of continuity, most likely.
because Ridley's got plans for a 3rd one, but the amount of time that'll take to
Oh, mate, I see if that just keeps on offsetting it.
well,
That's gonna get quite annoying.
yeah, but
Blomkamp's is supposed to come after this.
I imagine Ridley will take a because he never does. Well, he does, but imagine he'll take a break after this and do something more small scale, because he does like his small scale films as well.
Because then if it just essentially becomes like Alien, not 0.1,
and Blomkamp
not 0.3, 0.5
on hold.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
It really depends on what Covenant is actually about.
I'm looking forward to it because I think Blomkamp, even if his films aren't always, if you don't like think that film's been the best, he does it.
His visual panache is just...
That's the thing. Him realizing these different worlds is always amazing. Yeah. Even if you don't like the story that's taking place in it, it's still that he's a real visionary when it comes to these sort of science fiction.
They're stellar sci-fi films. I genuinely, apart from Ridley or James Cameron, I can't think of anyone better to do.
I was going to say Joseph Kosinski, who did Tron, but then he also did Oblivion, and that wasn't good.
Gareth Edwards, Duncan Jones, Ryan Johnston.
Not in the same way though. Like, all very good directors.
But Blomkamp's visuals is just
I think like
every time I see any of his stuff.
You can't say that Duncan Jones did world building particularly with his, because it's quite small sets in these. Well,
but then again, Alien as well. You know, you think how claustrophobic that is.
Yeah, but I mean,
Moon reuses Alien sets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
I love that.
That's the thing with it. He's
two of my favorite films.
He's essentially an alien film.
I always think that Duncan Jones does a good character sort of arc, a good character story. He does a really good sort of. You can see that in Warcraft.
Yes,
which was good world building, but that's become Blomkamp's thing. Yeah, that's become Blomkamp's sort of.
And
thing.
then it's like world of Warcraft building.
I've always thought it'd be nice to see what David Fincher could actually do now that he's an established director and he's not going to be hassled by Fox to change everything in his film.
Yeah.
And actually,
I like to see what Michael Bay would do with Aliens, but then
Shut up, Herb! Finally in the news! Tomb Raider, the film, has got a release date of March 16th, 2018.
Okay, that sounds like a reasonable release time, to be honest. Hopefully it doesn't get pushed back. Like, we've talked about the casting. We like the cast. Yeah. The person cast us.
Vikander,
especially we know the story is going to be essentially the idea of the first game. Yeah, so which is a survivor sort of story, which is
I'm on a boat.
Different from Tomb Raider typically, but that's what they need. They need to kind of step away from it.
It's sooner than I expected, which is never a bad thing.
Hopefully it's quite practical as well. Rather, I don't think if they want to make this quite realistic and grounded, you don't need this mental CG over the top.
That'll be interesting because it's so endless flips, too many flips. But it'll be interesting to see if this, if Assassin's Creed isn't the good, and then it's like maybe Tomb Raider.
Do you notice how we just go from film to film?
Yeah.
Warcraft was just so badly received, but I still think it was a really good video game movie.
Yeah.
Possibly the best.
It was. I know
Silent Hill is great, but I think it's possibly the best video game movie.
I'd probably agree with you, to be honest.
So
in terms of
I'm still really excited for Assassin's Creed, because I remember saying months ago that if Warcraft and Assassin's Creed are bad, then there's like no hope for video game movies.
As much as the game has been has been essentially a kind of, not from launch perspective, but overall a failure. The Division has real potential as a film, more so than it was as
with the
there's a film.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is that as because that's obviously going to be that would be very practical.
The story is really cool, but you don't get any of it in the game.
The aspect of the story that's really weird is the sleeper agent thing. It doesn't sit right with me to a degree, but. Like, all these people are living everyday lives, but they're just agents ready to switch on. That's weird, but the premise of that could be awesome.
The thing that I really like also about Assassin's Creed is the way that it's an original story, but it fits within
the continuity
of the games. So it is part of it, and then simultaneously, there isn't an Assassin's Creed game this year. Instead, we get the film, which is great. I really like the whole idea behind it, so it feels part of a whole as opposed to an attempt to just recreate what's already been done exceptionally well in game.
The official movie of the game.
I mean, look at any game. Look at Hitman. Look at Max Payne. Look at all these things that just try to recreate what's already fantastic in game form. It just doesn't work.
Well, they don't even try to create it. They just go, let's just throw a copter at it in.
That's the thing with those games as well. They don't even need to work in trilogies. They could just be episodic, and it would work, and that's what this film's doing. So
I wish movies work like that now.
Yeah,
you just got good movies instead of so we're making this new franchise.
But even then,
Mate.
if franchises were even done, I've mentioned it to you guys before with Pirates of the Caribbean. If you treat that more episodically, it would have worked better. You don't need this through line; it just needs to be another adventure.
Yeah.
Franchises. There's several franchises that could work better like that if they were their own standalone stories.
But it's
than
also
like
Mad
amazing.
Max.
yeah. And that's if they continue that idea going forward, it works really well.
And then we get Mad Mark.
It's the same, but it's just Mark at home.
So despite our ridiculous asides into Alien and that territory, which I love, by the way,
Yeah.
and everything else, that's the end of the news.
News.
Oh yeah, I forgot you had a theme tune.
No, I just keep saying different jingles each time, whatever comes to my head. All right.
So, next segment. Craig,
Jackie Brown.
Jackie Brown. I've not seen Jackie Brown.
So, next segment. Irv.
Oh yeah, so I think we've got a name for it.
We don't.
We'll just call it Let Them Fight.
Let them fight.
Yeah, we have our weekly segment now, where we take two
Which
actors.
I must say, I didn't like it when it started, but I've come round to it.
No,
Yeah.
Mark didn't like it.
And
Did
still doesn't
anyone
like it.
else not know that? No, Mark didn't like it, but he's been won over.
I wasn't here when you did it to begin with.
So he felt left out.
Yeah.
That's understandable. It's a personal reason. Now, we get people involved in film who we think have some sort of reason that we can put them together in contest. And then we put them against each other. Maybe we make them compete physically.
I will try to hold my composure this week.
Maybe
I will try.
Maybe it's an acting talent. That's probably the legitimate way we would do it. But it always turns into ridiculous reasons. So, Irv, I have decided that I should remain blind through the whole process.
Well,
And-
Both of us remain blind. It's Irv's.
You-
Irv's
you
Because
did-
I picked
you
the
didn't
first
decide
ones.
that, I did.
But I picked the first couple, and I think it's a lot better now that you go through them because you had a lot more ideas. So, Irv, throw us.
Well, you picked the first 1.5. You
One and a
picked the
half.
one. Yeah, yeah.
1.5. Okay, I'll take that. I conceptualized this idea. All right, Irv,
Okay.
go.
So for this one, I sort of felt the pressure when you're just like, when you make one bad one, you absolutely kill it.
He's making
It's
excuses
death
already.
forever.
Yep. So this could be the last time we do this.
Yep,
Which
let's
would
go.
break my heart because I've got like 25 suggestions. I literally have tens.
All right, more than we have viewers. No listeners. All right, go ahead, Irv.
Okay.
Build it up.
Viewers.
So for this one, I'm sort of going to give you like a little conceptual clue. But essentially, you've got to picture them, going at it.
Wait.
Don't take that out of context, but they're going to be in a giant half bird cage in loincloths.
No. Irv.
Okay, so I'm getting two totally semi-method guys. So,
Shia LaBeouf.
Ben Foster.
oh my god,
We've already got the one.
that's it, Shia LaBeouf and Ben Foster.
Is that actually it? Yeah. Did we actually
No way.
totally get it?
No, it was not.
Yeah. Show us the writing. Don't. It's Ben Foster.
Oh my god.
This is the greatest moment of this recorded.
We are literally a
a hive
trilogy of
mind.
minds.
We're a hive mind. This is what Independence Day did to us. Shia LaBeouf and Ben Foster.
Holy moly.
Oh, this is actually. I know exactly what we're going to say. Who wins this? But
Shia LaBeouf.
it's going to be Shia LaBeouf. But
Sure, because also,
do it because this is the thing.
but Ben Foster's a madman.
I know.
Ben Foster is mental. And let's be honest, he is mental, but he also does these really kind of weird tacky films. Do you guys know that he's the main actor in Get Over It? Or it's about him.
I said I'd hold my composure, but I'm already losing
He
it.
gets involved with Kirsten Dunst is his woman to get over. Do you know who he acts alongside in that film? Cisco. As in the thong song Cisco. And this is the guy everyone's like, he's so method.
But let's be fair.
But also,
Shia
like-
LaBeouf is in Transformers.
Shia LaBeouf is in Transformers.
Also, like-
Shia LaBeouf is also Even Stevenson in Holes.
Holes is great.
I still can't believe you got it though. Well, hipster birdcage, you can get Shia quite off the
Yeah.
bat and then
I
just
did-
Ben Foster straight away.
I
Nice.
completely didn't get that reference,
Yeah.
but I said Ben Foster.
No sheer disbelief, that was quite cute.
Ben Foster is the
Well,
only.
you said Birdcage, and for some reason, because we were talking about Mad Max, I went to Thunderdome. And I was thinking about Mel Gibson. I was like, and he said method. I was like, Shia LaBeouf.
I straight away thought, I was like, is it going to be Chris O'Donnell and what's her face, Nicole Kidman from Batman, because of when they're both suspended in Batman Forever.
Oh, Nicole Kidman.
I was like, what's bird cages? What are the bird cages? What are they in? And that's all I could think of.
You can only pick one, Batman.
Both. Okay.
Yeah, well, they are both crazy.
All right, but let's think of. All right, we can think of the ridiculous films easily, but let's think of
we can't just think of the films. We have to think about outside of the films as well, because they're method actors.
Yes, but let's first think of what are their...
Also, like Shia, he's more like hipster method, or who's more hipster method?
Well, no, Shia is Shia is like Ben Foster mixed with James Franco, where he is like, okay,
method and laziness.
He's method, but he's also an arty guy to the point where it's just ridiculous. Like, he does art installations every like 2 months.
But please.
But then also, like, he rips off a lot of folks' work as well.
He does, yeah. But then,
but the way he frames that is almost part of his
satire.
Yeah, it's almost part of his method. Like, I genuinely don't think he would.
Every time we say method, drink.
I genuinely don't think he would do that. I love Shia LaBeouf. I've always thought he's great.
You know, you have always. I can say that since day one.
Shia
Mark
LaBeouf
has loved Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think the whole controversy over him stealing that script and all that was him stealing the script and trying to produce it. It was
satire.
Not necessarily satire, but it was a publicity stunt. Because after that, he went into his whole wearing a paper bag and
still famous.
And
but not even that. I think every sort
removing himself.
But every part of that I think was plagiarized. Like, he stole off every single part of that.
Yeah, but that's the point. Like,
he did the skywriting as well.
Yeah, but he did it on purpose. So
I don't think he's that self-aware to do that.
What?
He also did have that YouTube video.
You think he just stole it to try and because no one would ever catch him?
Maybe. And he's just in such
Guys,
denial,
you've already made a mistake. You're trying to think like Shia LaBeouf, and you can't think like Shia LaBeouf.
Quiet.
You think when a man stands there across from a bear in the woods, he tries to think like that bear, he can't outsmart it. It's going to kill him. So you don't do that to Shia. You don't want to be in that cage with him. You're not thin enough to get through the bars.
I don't know. Ben Foster is great as well.
Okay, wait, so what's his most recent film? It is
Warcraft.
The Program. I was going for ones that are quite method, and I was like, The Program. Warcraft is not method because it was all green screened.
There's method in that.
But he tried to make it method.
I've told you guys before.
I can't believe it's not method.
Because that's the thing, though. But with Ben Foster, for every like method role he's done, he also does a ridiculous role.
Yeah.
In your
did
favorite
Angel. He did The Program.
Oh, yeah.
He did 30 Days of Night, even though he's a tiny part in that. He's in The Punisher, the one with Thomas Jane.
Which one? Like, the one with Thomas Jane. So
Thomas Jane. He's in that one. He plays.
He's in The Mechanic with Jason Statham.
Mm-hmm. He does loads of weird roles. He's all over the place.
Yeah, I'm with Shia.
Shia's a meme. But Shia was also great in... What is the tank one?
Oh, Fury.
He's great in Fury.
He's fantastic.
He's great in Fury. I haven't seen The Program, so I can't really...
Neither have I didn't even...
Well, I know
heard of it, to be honest.
Ben Foster, in his cameo in 30 Days of Night, when you see how he did that, for anyone who doesn't know, he had to play like a guy who's essentially going mental, and the vampires were kind of tormenting him. And to make himself act completely nuts, what he did was he got a bulldog clip, and he put it on his baby toe, and just left it on while he performed, and that must have been agonizing. And he said it was terrible, but it made him do that. It got him to act that way.
Have I ever seen Ben Foster happy?
When he smiles, I feel like it's a lie.
To be perfectly honest,
I would love to see him like in a rom-com.
He's got piercing eyes.
Yeah.
But I don't...
Oh, I like that. Just
I
straight
don't
into
really
his...
know if I like Ben Foster.
So it's kind of personal for Mark, too.
Didn't like him as Medivh at all.
Nah. This is
Imagine Shia's Medivh.
No.
Shia is just mental, though, and it's really bizarre because we live in this bizarre time where if someone's mental, they're really likable. Because you get to know them from a distance with the internet now. It's like, that guy's great, but if I knew him, I'd hate him. But I don't, so it's awesome. So that's the way Shia is.
I can settle this, though. Just with 4 words.
Don't bring Even Stevens into this.
Shia LaBeouf, the musical.
Oh, Actual Cannibal, Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Yes. No, it is excellent. This is the thing, though. He also has this... We don't know if Shia LaBeouf is really self-aware
I'm
really
sure
ignorant.
No, he's not. I'm sure he is.
Or he's just got a really good agent.
Really good agent. That could be it.
Probably helps, but...
Who's Ben Foster?
Plot twist.
Yeah, no, I think we knew from the very beginning that Shia was going to win this.
Shia. Let's not count out Irv. Let's give him... What's your opinion?
I don't know.
Who do you think?
Well, what is your reason for picking Ben Foster over Shia?
You just rip him in two.
Physically.
He'd put 2 bull clips on his toes. It just go mental.
I don't know, do you see? Shia's pretty ripped now.
Yeah, Shia's pretty jacked.
He's like a tiny tank.
He's also a psycho.
Yeah, he's also mental. He's a cannibal too.
I still think Ben Foster's more psycho.
Well, it's 2-1, so wherever you lose.
Yeah.
It's also nice having something that's not completely
One-sided.
undecisive for a change here.
Yeah, but you can't just pick one because you don't want it to be one-sided.
Oh no, I'm not doing that.
Can't do that, bruh.
Yeah.
Can't do that. Okay, so Shia wins this week. End of the year, we're gonna have a big Royal Rumble where we have.
But also that
winners.
Do you know what we're gonna do? No, end of the year. I'm calling this now. We do a Royal Rumble style thing where we do an entire program of just this, where we have 30 names in a hat, and we take out the first two. They face each other. Then we remove the name that loses, and the next one comes in.
Are we just going to just do the winners of all
Of
these
all the
segments?
winners, yeah.
Yes,
we just
I
do the
like
winners of all
I
this.
like
And then we have the ultimate winner.
Because I was thinking about doing that.
Shia LaBeouf.
It's got to be Michael Shannon.
Oh, man. I'm looking forward to the end of the year.
We don't know what's coming. Somebody might completely beat out Michael Shannon before he even gets to Shia.
It's not
Either
going to
way,
happen.
I know us, and it's going to be someone who's mental.
Yeah.
There's going to be someone genuinely talented who's going to lose to someone
Mel Gibson.
who's just that much more mental.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah. That was a good one, Irv. That was a
was
good one. The pressure is off you for one more week.
That was stellar.
That was great.
That was great.
That was good. Okay.
Moving on.
Moving swiftly forward, we will go to our
Always twirling.
We will continue the spiral that we always do, spiraling down into our main segment, which this week is with our favorite actor, The Rock
Johnson.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and Kevin Hart, as we talk about Central Intelligence, or CSI as Irv kept, no, CIA as Irv kept calling it. Which was it called CIA at one point?
Yeah.
Or was it Irv's cinema fever dream?
Yeah. Because I was just always expecting it for the trailer. It's like Central Intelligence. And I was always like, and no, it's just Central Intelligence.
No, guys, it's called the Central Intelligence Agency. It's just that the trailers have been badly cut every time we've seen it.
Central Intelligence.
It could have a different name in different territories, to be fair.
Zootropolis and Zootopia.
Exactly.
It was also with like trademarked.
We're being sued by the CIA.
C-I lowercase a.
Hyphen. All right. So, first off, let's talk about the special. No, we always talk about how these things look first, but that doesn't really matter for this film. Let's talk about The Rock.
I was going to say, I really don't have that much to say about this film. I enjoyed it. It was funny. But the film itself isn't very good. It's like the script,
especially when we're coming up for better points, for the film. It's like this is when this happens.
The script works quite well for what it's doing, but the story is very derivative, and like I could see things coming a mile away. The film is carried entirely by the charm of The Rock,
which is. He has so much charm.
Yeah.
So much of a frame.
Like there's just the start. Like I don't like Kevin Hart at the best of times, so the start of this film just felt a bit.
You have no heart mark
to me
because
I have a big Johnson, so it's fine.
No,
because the thing is. Kevin Hart is your window into this whole story. You follow him. He's your person that you go through the whole story with. He's the everyman, and
so I felt the start was kind of weak going in because it's
Big Johnson hadn't showed up yet.
It's trying to establish Kevin Hart's character, which he's
Kevin Hart.
He's a nice guy, and he's Kevin Hart. But as soon as The Rock shows up, he's playing a character that we've never seen The Rock play.
Still The Rock.
He's still The Rock, but the way he plays this character is really endearing and charming.
He plays a character who is supposed to be a nerdy, dorky sort of character from school who just got bigger.
Nice one, Irv.
Nice, cool story, Hansel.
He just got bigger. And
I love how that's life's secret. And just get jacked.
But that's the thing. When you take away... It's hard to talk about this film in some ways because the way we talk about films generally is how they're made and how they're put together and how they're directed.
Yeah.
When it comes to comedies, they're generally shot.
Most comedies.
The majority of comedies, when it's a series of moments that you find funny in situations. The overall plot.
Wait, next week.
The overall plot and the way it's filmed is kind of secondary to that.
It's all about execution, like personality.
Other than obviously exceptions like The Nice Guys. when we saw that, because that was a film, but with real strong comedic elements to it.
Film.
It was,
I missed it.
But
I'm so sad.
so sad.
Belmont's still showing it.
Still? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So Mark's
hopefully still at this time. It's still showing it this week.
Yeah, well,
so
the
you might
new
still be
films pop out on Thursday. They changed the calendar. So. I went to see Central Intelligence instead.
But yeah, this film does have some laugh out loud moments, and it is.
There's two moments which absolutely slayed me. So much so that I am going to rename my snake.
And you forgot some of them, and I was like,
well, no.
Don't worry, Mark, I'm here for you.
Yeah, that particular. Spoilers. Can I tell the joke?
Yeah. As you said, spoilers. We have to. I don't see why you have an issue with this. It's like we're trying to be spoiler free a lot of the time.
Are we though? I always want to talk about the spoilers.
Oh, I hate it. But go ahead.
The name. Yeah, I forgot it afterwards because I just couldn't stop laughing. But the name of that,
especially for like the last one as well. You know?
Yeah. Well, Snake Gyllenhaal is the greatest name for a snake ever.
Yeah.
And I'm renaming my snake Snake Gyllenhaal.
It's so good. How did you feel about the chemistry of the two of them? Because it is really all about Kevin Hart and The Rock. There's cameos everywhere in this film.
There's a few cameos there.
And but those two really, their chemistry is really what kind of supports it. And although they're both really nice guys from what you see, and I think it comes across that they get along really well. And the fact that they are polar opposites, like physically as well, just adds to the kind of comedy of it all.
Well, I mean, they've got fine enough on-screen chemistry, but it doesn't necessarily come across to me as that big of a thing because I don't like the way Kevin Hart acts. Mm-hmm. Like the weak,
it's too exaggerated.
I was gonna say the weakest parts of the movie for me are when Kevin Hart is on his own. When The Rock's not present. When they're together, it's fine.
You feel the charisma gap with each other.
Yeah. But when he's not on his own, but when he's not with The Rock, when he's performing with the remainder of the cast, and he gets his whole out of control,
frantic actor.
Yeah, his frenetic acting. I just don't like it, and it just takes me right out of it. It's the same reason I don't like Ride Along, because it's the same sort of thing.
In that way, he's the main focus as a comedic element. In this one, it's kind of The Rock, even though he's the comedian.
He's so good.
That's the thing. I would say I'd agree in some ways. I like Kevin Hart. I think he's quite funny, but when The Rock,
it's just a general rule of when you cast comedians and things.
Yeah,
it's also like sort of like their setup, their stand-up sort of thing as well.
Yeah, they are reflections of their stand-up.
Yeah.
But then when The Rock is there, even though I like Kevin Hart, when The Rock is there, you do find yourself gravitating towards The Rock. Not just because he takes up more of the screen.
I was just thinking, fundamental physics, bro.
Yeah, but he's just an incredibly likable sort of character, and he's very odd in this. It has some very funny moments to it, but it would be a stretch to say that you're not getting more than a generic comedy in this film.
Yeah.
As far as it goes, it's funny. I laughed out loud loads of points. I thought it was entertaining. It's better than I thought it would be.
It's very entertaining.
I thought it would be better than it was better than I thought it would be, but it's not going to surprise you unless you thought that you wouldn't.
I was like, what? Whoa, that plot twist.
Like
what?
But this
Craig, it's
blew your mind. It's like The Sixth Sense, but for comedies. And but this film, it does just kind of tick all the boxes.
He wasn't the honey badger all along.
It doesn't. It ticks all the boxes, and it's a good time, fun film.
Good time, fun film.
But it's not gonna. It's like I said. The way if I put this alongside the last comedy film we saw, The Nice Guys. Nice Guys wins in every category.
Oh god,
because it's so different, and because it surpasses what you'd expect from a comedy.
Yeah.
Because it does try and do a lot of things outside the box, even in terms of how the actors act physically, or the situations don't go as you would typically expect.
Yeah.
Well,
so good.
This is a feel good comedy.
Yeah.
Which
that was an amazing thing that me and Mark found, was like the amount of things me and Mark just laughed at.
Dude, no one
the
else
amount of references that were lost on so many people.
Yeah. All the John Hughes stuff. No one.
Yeah, because me and Mark were absolutely slayed when he's just like, I will never have my 16 candles, and then it's just The Rock walking in this thing. I will never get to be Molly Ringwald. And then me and Mark are just creasing, and then everyone else is like,
I don't get it.
Rock's so fit, though.
But it's exactly. There's loads of references, and even loads of real references to who they are. Or what.
And even the ending, me and Mark again were just like laughing, and we were like, these suckers don't get this.
I know.
It took me a second to register, but then when I saw the whole, when you really took a second, it was just
God. That was and the other outstanding moment. I was laughing so much.
And then everyone just like in the crowd was like, wow, this guy, this tall guy in front of me, he's really, really racist.
The Rock, says to Kevin Hart, man, you look great. You're like a black Will Smith.
Mark just died. It was so good.
Ever. Oh,
could not control it.
I really couldn't.
It made him forget Snake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
That was the thing, it made me forget, because by that point I was like, oh, this is the nice kind of ending. Sure, there may be something funny coming up. It's going to be the heart-pounding. And that just came out of nowhere and I lost it.
It is very predictable in its kind of story arc. It's like,
and the bloopers were pretty good.
It's like, you don't know where you stand. It goes to this. There's this kind of mystery element to it, but then there's the low point and then happy. It's just
happy fun times.
It does kind of follow that sort of, but again, this is it's a family comedy.
Yeah,
it's it's not going to be anything really surprising or even stuff that could be quite dark. It's just everything that you would expect.
I think I could sort of tie this into, Mark sort of revealed his guilty pleasure. My guilty pleasure is the Rush Hour films.
Yes,
they're my faves.
Yeah, although the choreography in the Rush Hour films is a lot
amazing.
Well, it's Jackie Chan, but
it's the one.
It's very Americanized Jackie Chan, which doesn't work well.
This is a very Americanized comedy film. It's
called Central Intelligence.
It fits the bill. Like, it's the comedy films that the mainstream comedy films you get now are this sort of film and the Apatow films, and I still vastly prefer the Apatow films as a whole. There are weak entries, obviously.
I was going to say when you were talking about comedies that work as actual proper films, I was thinking of Funny People, which is really, really good.
Who's in Funny People?
Adam Sandler, like in his only role that is actually good.
I know this film, the ensemble cast one.
Yeah.
Yes, I haven't seen it, but
so good.
Is it him or is it Apatow with Adam Sandler?
It's Apatow. Yeah. No, it's not Adam Sandler at all. It's Adam Sandler's casting it.
Yeah.
He's playing like a stand-up comedian.
They're using him right.
he's playing a stand-up comedian, but like it's one of his best performance. Well, no, it is his best performance, hands down. I love that film.
That's the thing. As much as there are so many Apatow films now, and a lot of people do think they're still.
It's also my favorite Apatow film.
Yeah, I think that they are a good group of films.
Yeah,
as a whole.
Yeah,
even though they're very broad now because of it's not just what he directs, it's what he produces and everything like that.
Yeah.
Sausage Party.
We saw This Is the End recently again, and that is such a good film.
Yeah.
But
is that an Apatow film though, or
This Is the End? I think it's an Apatow produced, but isn't it Goldberg doing the directing?
Adam Goldberg,
yeah. But I think it's Apatow produced.
But also, you can't put anything else on the bar when you still got Pop Star, Never Stopping,
a Lonely Island film, which will be
my birthday treat.
I'm so looking forward to that film. But this follows the typical sort of American comedy, and which is more obvious in the kind of humor.
Yeah.
Everything.
I'm trying to think of any other good funny bits.
Oh, there's loads I can think of, but I just don't really.
There's loads of good stuff. Yeah.
Because to be honest, I think I've said everything I need to kind of.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, like we don't need to actually talk about the plot.
Why not, Mark? That plot twist, though. What?
Mark's like, what exactly?
Because when Mark was just like, Jesse's gonna be thinking, and I was like, what if it was Heisenberg? And was like, mind blown.
What a twist that would be.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about this film because at the end of the day, it's not a special film. It's just a decent.
You're not there for the plot particularly.
Ooh, I did love Kevin Hart, when he's going to get his hero moment with his super special skill, the CGI backflip.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
It's a very serviceable comedy, but The Rock carries the entire thing and is like just entertainment gold when he's on the screen.
It's because everyone loves The Rock.
How can you not love The Rock?
He's so good. Wasn't he in the remake of Escape to Witch Mountain? Do you remember that Disney film? Did you ever see Escape to Witch Mountain?
Yeah.
There was a remake done with The Rock.
If you say so.
I'm sure there was. Otherwise, this was the greatest dream I ever had.
The greatest dream.
Do you remember that film from Disney, Escape to Witch Mountain? I'm pretty sure The Rock was in a remake.
No, Craig, no. It's all you.
What a dream. But yeah, I'm happy enough to give my rating for this one. Are you guys?
Yeah,
Is there
yeah.
anything else you want to say?
Right away, son.
Right away. I will give it, on our scale that Irv will now explain,
Overwhelmed, underwhelmed,
and then in the middle.
and in the middle, whelmed.
Whelmed.
Power of 3.
Yes, it's that simple.
We'll just mix
And
up
then we
verses.
average it out. All right, I will give this a whelmed. I don't want to give an underwhelmed, because underwhelmed, even...
It's a
because
disservice to The Rock.
Underwhelmed would say I didn't enjoy it. And
Or not that you didn't enjoy it, but it just wasn't what you were expecting.
yeah, but I also feel that whelmed shows that it's average. It doesn't give it any ridiculous praise. It doesn't...
Exactly, and that's the whole
Right
point.
then.
The whole point of this scale system is not to give it a rating based on the film. It's just how it appeals to us.
Probably whelmed then. I'm going to give it whelmed. Because I enjoyed it, and I did kind of think this could be bad. This could be bad. But it wasn't, and I enjoyed it. Had a good time. So I'm going to give it whelmed. Who wants to go next?
I'm giving it the same. I'm giving it a whelmed. Also, as part of our spontaneous
Has The Rock, I can't
little
give it
cheeky mandate when it's like Street Fighter, Burger King, cheeky Burger King.
It was a good.
I don't think
And a
we
meal.
can go below whelmed anyway, because it's got The Rock in it.
Exactly. Whelmed.
Exactly. We can't do that. Imagine giving The Rock underwhelmed.
Scorpion King.
What if... I'm glad that was well before this. If Baywatch
But I did
is
have
terrible,
someone who else is charming.
No.
Adewale.
Scorpion King, not Mummy Returns. Scorpion King.
I know, no, but I did have like Adewale Akinyi Abaji, who I'm very partial to.
Can I say something
Fair
now,
enough.
though, as well?
I liked it. You're just thinking, am I going to try and say that? No, I'm just going to brain fart go with it.
Can
I
we,
am brain fart.
can we make a rule as well in terms of let them fight?
Let them fight.
I'm sorry, let them fight.
That's fair.
I don't think The Rock should ever be entered.
Oh,
Because
he'd win outright.
exactly. It just makes it not... It's a competition.
How about
Irv already has him in the list. I can see it on his
depends.
face.
If it's against like
I don't have him in the
Arnie.
list, but I'm trying to think who could merit
Arnie, people
Classic-
from against...
classic
No.
But then I'd
That's
still give
a
it to The
cop out.
Rock.
But who else do you hold in such high standing that could just come from the shadows, and then you're like, oh crap, bruh.
With Irv, it'd be Wesley Snipes or something like that. And we would straight away be The Rock and Irv, Wesley Snipes.
Or Adewale Akinyi Abaji.
But I feel that it gets a straight whelmed from us.
Straight solid whelmed.
Go see it, you'll enjoy it. It won't move you.
It won't change your life.
It won't move you to your very core.
Oh, I was just like, why is Mark looking up, just loads of pictures of Shia LaBeouf and Ben Foster, and I was like, oh yeah, I said it's okay.
But yeah,
Yeah, very piercing eyes.
Yeah. Gorgeous eyes.
I'm glad the back of laptops to me. I can't stand those eyes staring at my soul. I'd feel so guilty.
And also The Rock as well. With his guns out, literally his guns out.
But he's always either smiling or wearing sunglasses and scowling. That's the only two things you ever see The Rock. He has two
Oh,
looks.
just do it, make it so abrupt.
No, don't worry. It'll be fine. It'll be great.
Yeah.
When I get it done.
Wait till you see that thumbnail. All right, but that's a good point to end. Whelmed!
No! because
You say no.
because next week we're going to be...
Oh yeah, next week is going to be a special. We will not be these guys again.
Or these gals again.
Well, no, I think we'll go with these guys.
We'll
again.
go these gals again.
We'll let them.